Hey guys, this is Everything Fondant, and today I'm going to show you how to make this simple yet adorable Minnie Mouse cake. So the first thing I do is just cover a 6-inch round cake in like a robin's egg blue and make sure it's nice and smooth. Once I have the cake covered, I just roll out some white fondant and I just start cutting in just an interesting type of shape. This is going to be a little name tag, and I'm just going to put it directly on the cake, but I just thought since this is a Minnie Mouse cake that I would make it like a fancy, pretty little banner. So that's what I'm doing here. Just a random shape really. Most of the name tags or banners that I do they look more like a ribbon or even like a price tag, but this one is just different. It's more girly, I think. So once I have the shape that I want, I also cut out 3 pretty skinny pink fondant strips, and what I'm going to do with those is just kind of outline this shape in pink so it can be nice and girly. It'll be just like a pink border all the way around it. So once I have the shape outlined, what I'm going to do with the 3rd strip of pink fondant is shape it into a little heart. It's going to go right above the name tag on the front of the cake. The next thing I'm going to do is just write out the name of the little girl who this cake is for. And what I'm doing is trying to do it in a Disney font. And I just went on Google and just searched Disney font, and it'll come up with a little character map, and you can just kind of copy how it looks. And that's what I'm doing here. I am adding some little dots to the letters just to kind of make it look a little bit special, but I did aim to do the Disney letters. And there we have it. So the next step is just to roll out white, pink, and like a lime green fondant. And what I'm doing is just cutting out little polka dots that I'm gonna put around the cake. So I'm just gonna brush on some water. That's my glue, as I often say. I just find that water is the easiest way to attach fondant to fondant because it's not messy and it sticks very well. So I'm just gonna put on the name tag and just press it right on, not too hard but firmly so that it can stick. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and put the heart on top like I said earlier. I just think that added a little extra flair to it and just made it really cute and girly. And I just brushed a little water on in the shape of a heart, and I'm just gonna lay the heart right on top of that water. So once I got the heart and the name tag attached, it's time to add all the little polka dots. Again, I'm using the lime green, dark pink, and white, and I'm just kind of alternating the colors in a pattern of 3, and they're all evenly spaced out here, and I'm just going to repeat this pattern here all the way around the cake. I just love doing polka dot patterns because they're just so simple and just so cute. Plus, if you watch any kind of Minnie Mouse shows, you know there's just polka dots everywhere. So once I have all the polka dots laid out around the side of the cake, I'm going to go ahead and do some polka dots on top as well. I don't really have enough room to repeat the pattern that I did around the side, so I'll just kind of do and alternating the colors all the way around. So the reason I chose this color scheme instead of the typical pink with white polka dots is because the party that this was for was using the Minnie Mouse decorations from Party City, and this color scheme goes perfectly with that, and I just thought it would be a nice change up from the usual pink with white polka dots. So this is going to be the basic design of the cake, and now I'm going to work on the bow that's going to go on top of the cake. The first thing I do is just cut 2 even rectangles and then 1 small strip of fondant, and just cut away the excess and so that they're perfectly even. And then I'm going to take this little tool, leaves a little thread pattern when you roll it across the fondant, and that's what I'm doing right now to kind of create the look of a fabric bow. So once I have all my pieces, I'm just going to take one of the rectangles and I'm going to put 2 cotton balls that I rubbed with shortening so that they won't stick to the fondant, and put them right in the middle. Use a little water and close the 2 sides together and do a little zigzag pattern and press it together, and that will be one side of the bow. And then I'll go ahead and do it the same thing to the other one, and that will be the other side of my bow. I actually made these a little too long, so I'm going to cut a little bit off, but it still retains the same shape, and so I can still use them. So I just press them together and go ahead and prepare the middle strip, and just use water and cover it completely on one side. And then just put your 2 pieces together, and what you want to do is just put that strip right in the middle and then tuck it under. And I have to cut a little bit off here because it was a little too long. And just tuck under both sides and then press it together in the middle there, and you have a bow. And now it's time for the Minnie Mouse ears. What I'm going to do is just roll out some black fondant, and I just found a cup that I think is the right size for what I need it for, and I just use that to cut out a circle, and then I do the same thing to make another one, and I put them both on a greased plate, and I let these dry for 1 day so that they can harden a little before I try to insert these floral wires. And that's exactly what I'm going to put inside, and this is going to offer some support to hold them up on top of the cake. So you just want to insert 2 of these floral wires, and you want to go up as far as you can without them coming out the top of the circle. And once I do that for both circles, I'm going to allow this to sit out for a couple of days to harden. And once it's nice and hard, it will be able to stand up on the cake without flopping over or getting kind of limp. And this is the simplest way that I know to make Minnie Mouse ears, and you can also use this for Mickey Mouse ears as well. I also let my bow harden for a couple of days as well, and so it's nice and firm so that it also will not get droopy on the cake. And I just go ahead and remove the cotton balls out of the bow, and then it's time to go ahead and insert the Minnie Mouse ears on top of the cake. And you just gently want to keep them at the same height as you bring them down into the cake. And once you have the ears on, you can just gently place the bow right on top. Normally if I do a bigger cake and a bigger bow, I will use little dowels inside the bow so that it'll hold it up. But since this was such a small cake, it didn't need the dowels. So I just add one little finishing touch right in the middle, and there's your finished Minnie Mouse cake. It's super simple, super quick, and it's just adorable. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, God bless.